Hi, I'm Ruger, the creator and director of Mexico Retreats, and I'm here with Brenda, who does retreat support, and we're going to be talking about Satori today.
Well, I would like to begin by asking, what's the difference between ayahuasca and Satori?
Sure. So Ayahuasca consists of two main components, two main plants. One is an MAOA inhibitor, and one is DMT. So DMT is something that is naturally produced in your body anyway. A lot of substances on Earth have it, and it's what creates the effect of taking ayahuasca. And then you have an MAOA inhibitor. Your liver naturally produces an enzyme that destroys DMT very rapidly. So one plant in Spanish is called chacruna, and the other one is Harmala. And one is a DMT source, and then it inhibits your liver from producing an enzyme called monoamine oxide for a short period of time. And then Tepezchouite is very similar. It's also those two same components. There's a DMT source, and then there's also an MAOA inhibitor source. It's just that the Tepezchouite is the DMT source, and then we use another plant called Syrian Rue as the inhibitor source.
Okay, and what would be the difference between them and the effects?
So ayahuasca is something that is different. Everyone's experience is different. Every time you take it is different, and it's something where you don't really know what you're going to get. It can be subconscious things. It can be things you've repressed. It can be conscious things. It can be things from childhood. Ayahuasca is also very physical. Something it does is it releases things that are trapped in your body energetically or emotionally on a physical level. And we say that it doesn't give you what you want; it gives you what you need. Whereas Satori is very similar. It is just Satori is more on the present and the awareness and high levels of consciousness. Not as often on like the subconscious or repressed things. And in general too, Satori is much less physical, but they are very similar experiences. I would say Ayahuasca is a little bit more physical, and Satori is a little bit on the more mental side of things.
Okay, so we know that ayahuasca comes from the Amazons, but where does Satori come from?
So Satori is actually there's indigenous people that did ceremonies traditionally in Mexico, and the name of those was Jurema. So there's been multiple different variations, but it's basically a Tepezchouite ceremony. So there's been indigenous people did ceremonies with the name of Jurema. It's also been done with Samadhi, which is something we've used in the past, and then now this is our version of the Tepezchouite ceremony, which is just the combination of the DMT from Tepezchouite and then the inhibitor.
Okay, and how do you prepare for a Satori ceremony?
So overall, the preparation is very similar for ayahuasca. Beforehand, we suggest you follow a diet, and the mental preparedness is very similar too, as far as just wanting to clear your mind, limiting things like social media or TV, and then also just participating in mindfulness activities like yoga or meditation. And then as far as the ceremony itself, ayahuasca is something that's traditionally done at night, which is something that we follow that tradition. There's also a period of fasting between taking ayahuasca, and then the Satori is something that we do during the day because of the fact it's a little bit more visual. Satori, actually, the absorption process is helped by eating food. So less physical, and then eating small amounts of food is actually part of the ceremony.
Okay, well, is there anything you would like to add that we need to know about Satori?
Well, I would just say that, so overall, during the retreats, we offer basically 2 ayahuasca ceremonies and then 1 Satori ceremony. However, we allow people to kind of customize their retreat. So, if people come and they'd like to do ayahuasca for all 3 ceremonies, then we support that. If people want to do just ayahuasca for the first night and then Satori for the next 2, that's also something that's supported and encouraged. I would say, honestly, for myself, I think ayahuasca is more of the long-term medicine, whereas Satori is more of a tool that can give you a picture of kind of enlightenment and consciousness. However, there's been people who come to our retreats and they've had these massive breakthroughs on Satori as well. So, this is something too that Satori is really only available in Mexico. That it's something that we're offering. So, if you guys have any questions about it, feel free to reach out, message me. We can have a phone call. I'm happy to do that. And, looking forward to meeting people